to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about Bogazici University, which is the university I go to here in Istanbul, Turkey. So if you don't know anything about me, I graduated from the University of Florida, go Gators, and I basically moved to Turkey and started doing my master's degree at Bogazici University. So recently on TikTok, follow me on TikTok if you don't, I've been getting a lot of questions about my university in Turkey, so I figured I would make a YouTube channel kind of going into more detail about the questions that you guys have. So I shared a video on my TikTok asking you guys for any questions that you guys had, basically, about what it's like to study at Bogazici or any questions you have about the application process, things like that. So I'm just going to go right into it and start answering the questions to the best of my ability. A little disclaimer, I am not a professional when it comes to the admissions of Bogazici. I am just simply a student, so I don't know all the information that's necessary, but I will try to answer any questions you guys have to the best of my capabilities. Also, I'm not very familiar with the undergraduate application for Bogazici since I am a graduate student. So I do know more about the graduate application process, especially towards my program. There are different programs and each program has their own application. So let's just get into it and kind of see what happens. Okay, so I am on the video that I shared asking you guys for your questions, and I'm just going to start answering whatever I can. So one person asked, would it be difficult not knowing any Turkish? How long did it take you to be fluent? And are there a lot of international students? Okay, would it be difficult not knowing any Turkish? I would say yes and no. I definitely would say knowing Turkish is a huge plus, because your whole life is not going to be centered around the university. So when you go outside the school, like to the market, to the mall, to whatever it is that you want to go to, or if you want to meet people outside the school, Turkish is a big plus because not everybody here knows English. So if you want to communicate with others, yes, Turkish is really important to know, and not knowing it can be difficult and frustrating at times. Also, even in the university, you feel a little bit like an outcast when it comes to socialization because, for example, I don't really know Turkish on a fluent level, so I feel that if I did know it, I would blend in maybe a little bit more and would have more friends, things like that. Okay, the second part of the question, how long did it take you to be fluent? I am not fluent in Turkish, but I did learn a lot because in my first year, I took 2 classes basically for the entire year. So now I'm able to understand way more than I did first coming in. Okay, and then the last part of the question, are there a lot of international students? I don't know. So this whole year has been online, and as far as I know, I have been the only person in my online classes who was foreign. There was no other foreign student, but I do know that there are other international students because, for example, in my Turkish class, it was all foreign students or international students. But in the other classes, not so much. Okay, the next question I got asked was, what are the requirements and how long does it take to get accepted? Okay, the requirements differ according to the program you are applying to. So I'm going to speak on behalf of the program I applied to. So I applied to the social science department and specifically cognitive science. So I'm going to tell you what cognitive science master's program required, and you can kind of get an idea of what I needed. You need to have a GPA of 2.5 out of 4. Obviously, the higher your GPA is, the better. And you need to have the GRE or GMAT. If you're not a Turkish citizen, you can take the GRE, and for the GRE, you need a quantitative score of 150. English proficiency, if you graduated from a school where they taught in English, I mean, everything was English, so like UF, University of Florida, is an English-speaking institution, so I did not need to provide an English proficiency. That's a hard word to say. But if you are coming from a school from a different country that doesn't teach in English, You do need to take something like the TOEFL, and if you want to take the TOEFL, you need a score of at least 550. That's what it says on their website. You need to send an official transcript. I sent mine, I remember, by mail, and on the application website, there's an option to upload it. I don't remember, but I remember I did have my university mail actual hard copy, and the department at Bogazici did receive it. You also need a diploma of your undergraduate degree. So that, I believe, can be just a scanned document of your diploma. If you do not have your diploma, or let's say you did not graduate yet, you can send in an official letter from your university saying that you will be graduating. Because I applied after I graduated. I graduated in December of 2019, and the application opened in April, something like that, 2020. So I had my diploma. You need a statement of purpose written in English. Mine was about maybe 1,000 words. You need 2 reference letters. So that can be done electronically. Just ask your reference people to submit it. So what will happen for the reference letters, from what I remember, is Bogazici will ask for the email of the person you want the reference from, and you have to submit it, and they will send that person an email asking for their reference or letter of recommendation. The next thing you need is to take the departmental exam. So if your application has been approved and or accepted, the next step is to take the departmental exam. When I applied, it was a bit challenging. So from what I know, before COVID started, there were 2 departmental exams, one written and one oral. So the written exam, you would have to attend it physically, take the exam and hand it in, and then if you passed, you would get invited to take an oral exam, which is basically the interview. But from my experience, because there was COVID, they did everything online. Not sure if it's going to be like that again or not. So what I remember is there were 2 exams. The first one, instead of a written exam, it was an oral exam. They would ask you the questions orally, and you would have to respond to the questions in less than 5 minutes. So I remember it was like a 5-minute slot, and they asked me 2 questions. So I had to answer each question at least with 2.5 minutes. Yeah, it was really hectic. And then I passed that round, and I got invited to the second oral exam, which is more like the interview. So that's where everybody from the department will kind of sit down and interview you and ask you questions about why you want to get in and things like that. So that's that. For undergraduate requirements, however, you do need, I think, the same kind of things. You need the application form, your high school transcript, your high school diploma or letter. SAT, I don't know what SAT score you need. That I don't know. But you need also your statement of purpose, your passport photocopy, and a receipt showing that you paid the application fee. Oh, by the way, the application fee, I think, was $50. You have to transfer it. You have to send a money transfer. I remember I went into the bank to pay the application fee from the States. They didn't want you to pay it like electronically. You had to send like a money order, so that was fun. Okay, next question. Do you know if I can enter the university at age 17 if I complete my SAT this year? Well, if you're going to graduate, you need your high school diploma. If you don't have your diploma, you need to have a letter, and you should submit all your transcripts. The next question is, how was it making friends in school as an international student in Turkey? I'm not gonna lie, it's very difficult as an international student to make friends, at least for me. Mainly because the first year was completely online, so I didn't really go to campus that much. But in the times that I did go to campus, I have kind of a small group of people that I work with because I work kind of in a lab. People don't really want to talk to me because they don't feel that they know enough English, or they feel like they're making a fool out of themselves, so they just would not deal with that at all. And they would kind of avoid me, but I don't really care about people's English. Some people, have a bit of a hard time speaking English, and I understand it's not their first language, but I'm a bit patient and calm, and I let them make mistakes, and I don't really make fun of them. But it has been difficult. I only have 1 to 2 friends at the moment. So someone asked, how much is it per semester? So for me, as a graduate student, I pay around 3,000 lira per semester, which is, let's say, $300 to $400. But it depends on your department. I'm going to put a link in the description box to show. There's a website for Bogazici that shows the tuition for each of the departments if you're undergrad or graduate. But I'm just speaking on what I paid because that's all I know. Someone asked, what language are the lessons in? So the language of teaching is in English. So the teachers theoretically should be teaching their materials in English. However, there are times when the students will ask their questions to the teachers in Turkish and the teacher will respond to them in Turkish. So you have no idea what the student asked or what the teacher responded. That's a bit frustrating and it's annoying, I'm not gonna lie. But there are teachers who kind of, what they'll do is when you enter the class, they'll ask if anybody is foreign. So I'm assuming that if I wasn't in the class, they would kind of teach it in Turkish because it's easier for everybody. But if there is one foreign student like myself, they are kind of forced to teach in English. Some teachers teach in English regardless of whether there is a foreign student or not. Some teachers don't want to deal with it, so they'll teach in Turkish, but if there's a foreign student, they have to teach in English. Some teachers also are kind of a bit more respectful, so if, let's say, the student asks a question in Turkish, I've had teachers that said, please ask your question in English because not everybody understands Turkish. Other teachers don't care, so it really depends. Someone asked how to apply. So to apply, there is a website. So if you just Google, like, I don't know, Bogazici University graduate application or undergraduate application, you will be redirected. I can put a link if I can find any. You will be redirected to their admission or application portal, and you apply when the portal basically, there are dates when it opens up. So when it opens up, you can create an account, fill in the necessary information. The next question I got asked was, what's your favorite thing about the university? My favorite thing about the university is definitely the view. The view is nice. You see all the Bosphorus and it's really like, you don't believe that there's such a university. And another thing is, if you are struggling or you have some concerns or you need some accommodation, the teachers are very approachable and they will always try to help you. So I really like that. Someone asked, is school very hard? Yes, school is always hard. So when I was at UF, it was hard. I'm here, it's hard. So yeah, it's hard, but I mean, this university has a very low percentage for the acceptance. You have to be kind of the top of your class or really hardworking, or you have to have kind of the grades and the test scores and whatever to get in because there are very limited number of spots. Someone asks, do you have to get an educational visa in order to study there? Once you get admitted, you'll be kind of involved with the Foreign Affairs Administration. There will be somebody who sends you the required information in terms of residence. So they will help you apply for a student visa and they will have an orientation to kind of help you and guide you in the direction to get that student visa. Okay, so those are all the questions I had in the one video that I shared. So if you guys have any more questions or if you want more clarification, feel free to comment down below in the comment section. Maybe I can make a part 2 to this video if you guys have any more questions, or if you want to know something else, not just about the university, but like life in Turkey, feel free to comment down below. And yeah, please subscribe to my channel and follow me on TikTok at Saharistanbul. And I'll see you guys later. Bye!